This is a world where skills matter most. Everyone can gain a unique ability that lasts a lifetime by eating a skill fruit. The male lead Light and his childhood friend Lena are preparing to face their awakening ceremony. Light's dream is to become a powerful adventurer remembered in history. But Lena's wish is to have the same profession as Light and always be by his side, making a promise to become the strongest adventurer partners together. Before acquiring the skill, they must understand an iron rule. The skill fruit can only be eaten once in a lifetime. If they are greedy and eat a second one, the result will be death. Countless predecessors, dissatisfied with their own skills, tried to challenge the taboos, and all ended up dying from poisoning in a pitiful way. For Light, who wants to become an adventurer, this is a high-stakes gamble. No combat skills means no qualification to even become an adventurer. But at this moment, they are full of infinite expectations and hopes for the future. The ceremony began, and Rena was the first to eat the fruit. A burning sensation spread through her body instantly, followed by a golden array appearing, clearly inscribed with two big characters. Sword Saint. This is a once-in-a-decade top-level combat skill. The saint was shocked. She declared that Rena is chosen by the gods, the hope of the nation, and must immediately go to the holy city for training. Lena's success made Light extremely excited. He confidently ate his own skill fruit, imagining himself also gaining powerful skills to fight alongside Lena. However, fate played a huge trick on him. His skill is Fruit Master, an agricultural skill that can only be used to plant fruit trees and has nothing to do with combat. The saint said it was the worst combat skill, and instantly Light fell into an icy pit. His adventure dream shattered. He asked unwillingly if he could try again, but was sternly stopped by the saintess. Kind-hearted Rena quickly comforted him, saying she was willing to give up the title of Sword Sage and accompany him in growing an orchard. But this naive idea was immediately interrupted by the saint. As a pillar of the nation, Lena's fate had already been decided. She was forcibly taken to the holy city. Before leaving, she shouted to Light, promising that she would wait for him. 3 months passed in the blink of an eye, and Light had become a true fruit farmer, making a living by picking and selling fruits every day. He even comforted himself. Perhaps this was his destiny. When she saw the news that Lena had rapidly been promoted to an S-rank adventurer, the resentment in her heart grew like weeds. The distance between him and Lena had become as vast as a canyon. To catch up with the girl's pace, he trained desperately every day, trying to split tree trunks with brute force. But the result was always in vain. He thought desperately. Perhaps Lena had already forgotten her own name. At that moment, a girl named Ella entered his life. She was forced by the village head to be taken care of by Light, and the two of them worked together, and their life was not too bad. That day, Light told Ella that he was specially cultivating skill fruits, wanting to save money to buy a good sword, and repeatedly warned her not to steal and eat them. Who could have known that Ella had no idea about the taboos of the skill fruit, and she actually stewed several of them into a dish? Light was shocked when he heard this, but it was already too late. He had already eaten the deadly stew. The nun's warning was still fresh in her ears. A familiar burning sensation surged through her body, and Light felt he was doomed. At the moment of dying, he apologized to Era, believing his negligence had caused her harm. However, just when he thought everything would end, a miracle happened. He not only did not die, but a brand new skill emerged within his body. At the same time, the saintess in the holy city also sensed an abnormal phenomenon. A power capable of shaking the world was born. Light was wondering why he wasn't dead when Isla also suffered a severe headache after eating the skill fruit. But she had also awakened the identification skill. She looked at Light, and an information panel appeared before her. The panel displayed Light's Fruit Master skill made him immune to the toxicity of all fruits. More astonishingly, Wright has acquired a second skill. The Sword Sage, when using a sword attack power, will be greatly increased. Light was both surprised and delighted. He rushed out of the house, picked up the old axe, and gave a powerful swing at the tree stump that had once been impossible to move. Only a loud noise. The hard stump split apart instantly. This is the power of Sword Sage. Light finally understood. He had become the only special existence in the world who possessed two skills. Light, who reignited hope, arrived at the Adventurers Guild with Era. This place had once been a dream he could not reach. He would verify the true strength of Sword God here, and then stand by Lena again. Ella used her authentication skills to secretly observe everyone in the guild, hoping to collect useful information for Light. However, the identity of Wright Fruitmaster was soon recognized. An adventurer named Keen sneered at him with contempt, saying that the guild was not a place for someone like him. Light ignored it. Kin became ashamed and angry, and directly drew his sword to attack. But the next second, everyone was shocked, as Light easily blocked Kin's attack. Keen's companions, seeing this, immediately pulled him away to avoid further conflict. Wright then took on a mission to defeat a slime monster, and set off to the forest with Ela. They encountered a slime with extremely high defense. With the sword sage's skill, Light felt his sword as light as a feather in his hand, and his leg strength was greatly improved. He vanished in a flash, and cut the slimy monster down, with his sword in one stroke, clean and neat. His first battle was a success, and Light prepared to celebrate with a big meal with Ella. Just then, a scream rang out. The Kin team that had been encountered in the guild was being chased by a powerful troll in a desperate and helpless situation. To avoid the crisis, Kane led the troll towards Light's direction. The troll immediately locked onto its new target and roared forward. Ella anxiously reminded that the Sword Saint's skills could not increase physical defense, and once hit, Light would be instantly killed. But instead of being frightened, Light became even more excited. He wants to be remembered for eternity. He wants to catch up with Lena. The mere goblin is the perfect stepping stone for his adventurous career. Lighty burst forth with incredible speed, dodging and weaving under the giant club of the troll, and finally leaping high into the air to unleash his own creation, the sword god-style technique, Devil Slash. A flash of light. The huge troll fell down with a loud crash. Keen and his companions were stunned, unable to believe that this fruit master had such terrifying power. Lix returned to the guild with the horn of a troll, successfully proving his strength, and everyone now looked at him with respect. At this moment, he finally became a true adventurer. Just then, a commotion broke out at the guild entrance. The highly anticipated S-Class team had returned, and leading them was Lady's beloved childhood friend, Lena. Leighton rushed through the crowd excitedly, shouting Rena's name, full of joy, thinking he could finally fight alongside her. However, Lena just gave him a cold look and spoke to him in a tone as if he were a stranger saying a heart-breaking words. "You've made a mistake." Lai T stood completely stunned in place. He didn't understand, just 3 months ago, that girl who had once made solemn vows with him, why had she become so cold and heartless? What had happened between them?